Hi, my name's Dayne, and I'm an applications engineer for Hawkridge Systems. Today, I'm going to be showing you some new additions SOLIDWORKS has made to sketching in 2016. A change made to the Offset Entities tool in 2016 gives you the ability to cap the ends of the sketch without having to use the bidirectional parameter. This allows you to use the selected entity as an edge for the capped sketch. Hitting the reverse button will change the direction of the newly created offset. You can now have the added benefit of choosing what entities you want to make construction. Previously, you could only make the base geometry construction in the Property Manager. In 2016, you can choose to make the base geometry, offset geometry, or both of them construction with a simple checkbox within the Offset Entities Property Manager. Previously, in order to reverse the direction of the offset once the Property Manager was closed, you would have to delete the first offset and recreate the offset in the opposite direction. Now, you can select the dimension and give it a negative value, or right-click the dimension and select Reverse Direction. To increase workflow efficiency, you can pre-select entities before using the Smart Dimension tool. In previous versions, any selections would be cleared once the Smart Dimension tool was selected. But now, control selecting entities and then opening Smart Dimension gives you a smooth, seamless workflow. In 2016, if you Smart Dimension a sketch, you can activate an instant 2D ruler by grabbing the dimension handle and dragging it across the screen. This can be used to quickly edit dimensions without having to click Rebuild and reset the geometry. New to 2016 is the ability to detach a segment's endpoints while dragging the entity. This ability is toggled on by right-clicking an entity with attached endpoints and pressing the Detach Segments on Drag button. Now any singly selected segment can be dragged and detached from any relations. I'll now break a segment of this capped convert entity.
And notice how the coincident relations are broken, but the others are maintained.
I'm going to undo that and show you the new hide 2D and 3D sketch dimensions. This gives you the ability to toggle the visibility of dimensions in sketch mode when previously only 3D sketch dimensions were turned off. The next change I'm going to show you is within the Segments tool, but first let me sketch a circle. When using the Sketch Segment tool on an arc or circle, an equal length relation is given to the newly created segments. So when I change the size of the circle, or one of its segments, the points stay evenly spaced and the segments stay at an equal length. Previously, only a co-radial relation was given to the segments, and the equal spacing was lost if any adjustments in diameter were made. When the Segments tool is used to create points, an equidistance relation is given to the points to ensure their spacing is even, making them adaptable when the geometry is changed. If you right-click on the equidistance relation and select Edit Segment Points, you can change the number of points created by the tool. Previously, you had to delete the points one by one and use the Segment tool again. You can also delete a point and the equidistance relation will update to evenly space the remaining points. The next enhancement to the software I'm going to show you is to the style splines. You can now create B-splines of 3rd, 5th, or 7th degree with the spline tool and adjust the smoothness of the curve by manipulating the degree of the curve. Previously, you could only create a Bezier curve with the spline tool, but now you can create a spline and manipulate it easier within the Property Manager. I'm going to quickly draw this arbitrary spline to demonstrate the difference the B-spline degrees make. The minimum points required to create 3rd, 5th, and 7th degree B-splines are 4, 6, and 8, respectively. When you select the spline, the Property Manager displays a drop-down with the curve type, where you can change the degree of the spline and observe the effects in the graphics area. The higher the degree, the smoother the curve. My favorite new addition to sketching is the ability to select a midpoint without having to use the shortcut menu. You can dynamically highlight and select midpoints on sketch entities and model edges to add relations. You can also dynamically highlight and select midpoints of sketch entities while dimensioning in sketches. Previously, and sometimes quite annoyingly, You could only select midpoints of model edges while dimensioning using the shortcut menu. The worst part was when selecting a second midpoint on another entity, the first entity was cleared. This no longer happens in the 2016 version of the software.
New to 2016 is the ability to add an equal length relation between a line and circle spline, and a spline and a line. If I make this circle here and dimension it to 50 and create this horizontal line, I can add an equal curve length relation to the two entities, and the length of the line will be converted to the circumference of the circle. Let's check this by making another line and centering it with the first. I'm going to dimension the second line as the circumference equation of the circle, pi multiplied by the diameter. Visually, the lines look the same, but let's measure to make sure. And yep, they are both 157.08 millimeters long. To demonstrate an addition to the Convert Entities tool, I'm going to have to switch to this arbitrary model with an extruded feature so I have a face to select. If I open a sketch on this face and have nothing selected when I open the Convert Entities tool, I will be able to see the Property Manager. A new checkbox has been added for selecting the inner loops. After checking the box, I now have the option to select each loop individually, or I can hit the Select All Inner Loops button if I want all of the loops. As you can see, only the loops were converted. If I want the perimeter of the box as well, I would have to select each edge individually, or I can just select the face and convert entities. I'll hide this feature again to display what happened.
The last thing I'm going to touch on is some performance improvements. The performance of large sketches is improved for the zoom, pan, rotate sketch options in the shortcut menu. So, in this video, I have shown you the changes SOLIDWORKS has made to sketching in 2016. I have shown you the new parameters in the Offset Entities Property Manager, along with the ability to reverse the direction of the offset, the pre-selection of entities for the Smart Dimension tool, Instant 2D for changing sketch dimensions, unmerging sketch endpoints with Detach Segments on drag, the ability to show or hide sketch dimensions, new relations in the Segments tool, the ability to edit point segments, the new style splines, the ability to select midpoints with dynamic highlighting, equal curve length parametric relations, and finally converting entities with internal loops. If you like this video, found the information useful, or want to see others like it, please subscribe to our channel.